Welcome to Real Reviews. My name is Tim Gordon. This week's reviews are brought to you by the film Gordon, where we invite you to experience film through the eyes of a true film addict. Check out all of our film content at thefilmgordon.com. This week, we review Passing. Now, a couple of old friends casually reconnect, and in the process, it ignites something in them both, taking them on an unexpected journey in the lush period trauma. Irene, Tessa Thompson, is shopping for a present for her child on a hot, sweltering day in 1920s Harlem. Now, while the activity is not out of the ordinary, the fact that she's a fair-skinned Negro woman momentarily passing for white is. Later, while cooling off and having refreshments at an upscale all-white hotel, she connects with a friend from her past, Claire, played by Ruth Negga. Now, unlike Irene, Claire is living her life as a white woman, married to a successful banker, Mr. Ballou, played by Alexander Skarsgård, and raising a child in Chicago. Nicknamed Mig by her husband due to her darkening skin, Ballou shares with Irene, called Rennie by Claire, that he doesn't dislike Negroes, he hates them. An irony not lost on either of the ladies. While Rennie is disgusted with Ballou's attitude, and rightfully so, she feels more disdain for her friend who has placed her in a compromising position with her deception as well as her life choices. Now married to a successful doctor, Brian, played by André, Holland, and living in a Harlem brownstone, Irene spends most of her days shopping, doing charitable work, and raising her two kids. She shares her encounter with her husband, who mocks her old friend as she tells him she doesn't care to interact with Claire again. Now, as fate would have it, Claire shows up unexpectedly to Irene's home, and as they air their grievances, a strange thing happens. The two mutually decide to spend more time together. Now, it's often said that you should be careful what you ask for because you just might get it, and here Claire bites off more than she can chew. Now, based on Nellie Larson's novel of the same name, writer-director Rebecca Hall adapts this film due to her intense interest in her own personal backstory, which led her to discover that members of her family were passing as well. Now, her attention to detail, passion for this material, as well as her ability to bring her experiences as an actor to the director's chair, makes her debut directorial effort a wonderful character study. Negga's Claire is deeply unsatisfied and feels like her constant interactions with Irene are her shouts for help. She misses everything about her people, the food, the conversation, the events, and she can quench that thirst spending time with Irene. But unfortunately for Irene, Claire appears to be getting a little too close to her husband, which is creating issues with them at home. Hall gets tremendous performances from her small ensemble of actors, Thompson, Negga, and Holland, who infuse their characters with empathy, sadness, as well as dignity. All three are accomplished actors boasting filmographies filled with quality work on not just the big and small screen, but stage as well. And the fact that Hall was able to secure all three for this film is to her credit. The subject of Black people passing for white is not a subject usually broached in major studio films. Stories such as Pinky, The Lost Boundaries, and Imitation of Life serve as cautionary tales about the evils of passing as they ushered in the modern era of mature Black narratives in the 1950s. Passing powerfully explores a subject that is familiar yet unspoken in the African-American tradition, but unknown to the mainstream. Hall's film exposes this dirty little secret that only exists because there's so many people over time who've sought a larger piece of the so-called American dream and sacrificed their very souls simply to be seen and accepted. I gave Passing a B, and this film will begin streaming on Netflix on November the 10th. Now make sure to check out all of our film reviews and film content at thefilmgordon.com. And remember, you can follow us on social media at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Film Gordon. You take care, enjoy your day, and we hope to see you soon.